about how to work with find by methods in the JPA. If you want to retrieve the data by using some non-primary key columns, then there are no predefined methods for that requirement. In that scenario, we are going to write find by methods. Find by methods are used only for select operation. Whenever we write a find by method, based on the method name, JPA will construct the query and will retrieve the data. All right. And the next one, we have seen custom queries. So I have a requirement to execute my own query. For that also, JPA having a support. So these custom queries are divided into two types. One is called HQL and the second one is SQL. HQL stands for Hibernate Query Language, Database Independent Queries. SQL queries are nothing but database dependent queries. So in order to execute the custom queries by using JPA, we are using @query annotation. Now total, in how many ways we can perform database operations in the data JPA? By using JPA provided predefined methods. Data JPA has given some predefined methods. By using those predefined methods, we can perform the operations. And JPA provided find by methods. Using those find by methods also, we can perform JPA operations. Here, find by methods used for only select operation. And by using custom queries also, we can do that. Select and non-select operations can be done by using these custom queries. So yesterday, I have given the requirement for converting these SQL queries into HQL queries. Are you guys able to do that? Are you guys able to do that? Come on, guys. Fine. Let's do this now. First one is select a star from student details where student gender is equal to given gender. So this is my SQL query. For this SQL query, we need to write HQL query. SQL query will use table name and column names, whereas HQL query will use entity class name and entity class variable names. All right, select the star from student details. In order to write the HQL query, we need to know the variables of our entity class. So the Java class, which is mapped with the database table, is called as entity. Student is the entity class, which is mapped with the student details table. Based on this, I'm going to write the HQL query. Select the star from student details where student gender is equal to given gender. For this, corresponding HQL query from student where gender is equal to given gender value. So from student is equal to select the star from table name. From student is equal to select the star from student details table. Where is a common? Student gender is a column name. This student gender column is mapped to gender variable in the entity class. It is mapped to gender variable in the entity class. So like this, we are going to write HQL query for that. And the second one. So here I'm giving requirement. Select a star from student details where student gender is null. So same thing we can do here also by using HQL. So from student where gender is null value. That's it. So this SQL query, if I convert into HQL query, it is going to look like this. For this also same thing. Here we are writing SQL. Select the star from student details where rank greater than or equal to given value. For this, how we are going to write the HQL? So select the star from, nothing but from student. From student, it is a class name where student underscore rank greater than or equal to given rank value. Now, same thing here also. SQL query is available. Rank less than or equal to given value. Same query, we can use it. Just we need to change the condition. So this HQL query will be looking like this, where rank less than or equal to given value. And here we are having SQL query with the two conditions, where clause having two conditions. Select the star from student details where student underscore gender equal to gender and rank greater than or equal to rank. So how to do this operation by using HQL? From student where gender equal to given gender and rank equal to given rank greater than or equal to given rank. Rank greater than or equal to given rank. Like this, we are going to write HQL query. So HQL queries are a database, independent queries. Those queries will be converted to SQL queries by using dialect class. All right. Now here, guys, whenever we have star means we are retrieving all the columns from the table. Select star from table name. That means I want to retrieve all the records and I want to retrieve all the columns of the table also. When you want to retrieve all the columns of the table, then we will go for star. Select star from student details where gender equal to given value and rank greater than or equal to given value. If I convert this SQL query to HQL query, it looks like this. From student where gender equal to given gender and rank greater than or equal to given rank. But if you observe the last query, am I retrieving all the columns from the table? I'm retrieving only 2 columns from the table. Guys, now here where rank, just it is rank, correct. Now here where rank, just we need to write the rank, variable names. All right, guys. Now here, if you see my last SQL query retrieving all the columns from the table, or it is retrieving only selected columns from the table? Is it retrieving all the columns from the table, only selected columns from the table? My last query is retrieving only selected columns from the table. When I'm retrieving selected columns from the table, in HQL also, we need to mention that. As of now, my HQL query started with the from keyword. Whenever you use the from entity, that means you are retrieving all the columns from the table. But here, my query is having projection. You need to understand what is selection and what is projection. Right. Selection, retrieving specific rows from the table. Retrieving specific rows from the table. We can achieve this by using where keyword in the query. Are you guys getting my point? Selection, retrieving specific rows from the table is called as selection. Example, the best example for this one is select star from student underscore details where gender equal to male. That means there are so many records available in the table, but I want to retrieve only selected records, only few records, only male records. So here I'm using where keyword to retrieve only male records. Retrieving specific rows from the table is called as selection. Okay, guys, projection. Retrieving specific columns from the table is called as projection. Retrieving specific columns from the table is called as projection. We can achieve this by using column names in the query. Column names in query. So if you want to go for selection, that means we are going to specify where clause in the query. What is the projection? I don't want to write the star. I don't want all the columns. I want just a student rank and student gender. That's it. Okay. Retrieving specific columns from the table is called as projection. Right. What is the difference between selection and projection? Selection means retrieving specific rows from the table. Projection means retrieving specific columns from the table. The example is this query. Okay. I want to retrieve only rank and gender from the table by using this query. Guys, now tell me, can we combine this selection and projection in the single query? Can we combine selection and projection in the single query? Can we combine selection and projection in the single query? Come on, guys. Yes or no? Yes, we can combine selection and projection in the single query also. We can combine selection and projection in single query. We can combine selection and projection in the single query. Are you guys clear? So now, whenever you have star, then in the HQL, you can write from entity. From entity is equal to select star from table name. But my query does not have star. My query is having a projection. My SQL query is having a projection. When our SQL query having a projection, we also need to represent that projection in the HQL. Select rank, comma, gender from student. Like this, we need to write the query. Are you getting my point? So here, whenever we have projection in the SQL query, that projection should be represented in the SQL query also. Here, select student underscore rank. Student underscore rank is a column mapped to rank variable. Student gender is a column mapped to gender variable. So select rank, comma, gender from the student. This is the HQL query, which is equivalent to this SQL query. How many of you able to write these queries correctly? How many of you able to write these queries correctly? Yesterday, I have given this a task to convert SQL queries to HQL queries. Are you guys able to do it? Yes, perfect. Good, guys. Thank you. So with this, we understood what is SQL query and what is HQL query, and how to write the SQL queries and how to write the HQL queries. And we understood what is the selection, what is projection. Retrieving specific rows from the table is called selection. We can achieve this by using where keyword in the query. This is the example. Retrieving specific columns from the table is called as projection. We can achieve by using column names in the query. This is the example. We can combine projection and selection also in the single query. For example, select student rank, comma, student rank, comma, student gender from table where student rank greater than or equal to, less than or equal to 100. I want the rank and gender of the students whose rank is less than or equal to 100. Here, I am retrieving specific rows and I am retrieving specific columns. In this query, I have combined selection plus projection. So whenever we are writing the SQL query, we can specify both the selection as well as projection also. Are you guys clear with my point? Yes, we are able to understand how to convert the SQL queries to HQL queries. So can you tell me how to execute custom queries in the JPA, guys? How to execute custom queries in the JPA? How to execute custom queries in the JPA? To execute custom queries in the JPA, we need to use @query annotation. To execute custom queries in the JPA, we are using @custom query. To execute the custom query, we are using @query annotation. Now, if your query is a HQL, directly you can specify @query like this. If your query is a SQL query, you need to specify native query like this. You need to specify native query like this. All right. So with this, we understood 3 approaches to perform operations by using JPA. So those are JPA predefined methods like save method, find by ID, delete method. These methods are available. And we are able to write the find by methods, and we are able to write the custom queries also. All these 3 things are supported by JPA repository also. Now, let's understand what is a JPA repository. As of now, we are working with CRUD repository. Now in the data JPA, we are having another interface to perform the operations with the database that is called JPA repository. It is a predefined interface provided by Spring Data JPA. What is the JPA repository? It is predefined interface provided by Spring Data JPA. JPA repository provided methods to perform CRUD operations with the database. How we have CRUD repository, similarly we are having JPA repository also. JPA repository provided several methods to perform CRUD operations with the database. CRUD operations with a database. Now you may get a question. Sir, already we are using CRUD repository to perform the CRUD operations. Then why JPA repository? What is the difference between JPA repository? Okay, so JPA repository provided several additional methods which are not available in the CRUD repository. JPA repository provided few additional methods to perform operations. Okay, guys. So what are those additional methods available in the JPA repository? The additional methods available in the JPA repository is JPA repository is equal to CRUD repository plus sorting plus paging and sorting. Paging and sorting is available plus QBE, query by example, is also available. JPA repository provided some methods which are already available in the CRUD repository. Those methods we can access by using JPA repository. And along with these CRUD repository methods, JPA repository provided some additional methods also to perform pagination and sorting in our application. And it provided one more concept called query by example. It provided one more concept called query by example. Are you guys clear? Now, let us see the relation between JPA repository and CRUD repository. So here, guys, let's assume that we are having CRUD repository. Let's assume that here we are having CRUD repository. CRUD repository, it is an interface. CRUD repository is one predefined interface provided by data JPA. This CRUD repository extending the properties from repository interface. CRUD repository is extending the properties from repository interface. Okay, repository is a marker interface. No methods are available, but in the CRUD repository, we are having some methods. All right. Here we are having JPA repository. Here we are having JPA repository. So let's see this CRUD repository. When I open the source code of the CRUD repository here, we can see that clearly CRUD repository, excuse me, guys. When I see the source code of the CRUD repository, this CRUD repository extending the properties from repository interface. If you go to the repository interface, nothing is available. No methods are available. It is a marker interface. It will represent that these interfaces are provided by data JPA. This is a marker interface. Now, CRUD repository available. CRUD repository extending the properties from repository interface. Repository is a marker interface. That means no methods are available in that. No methods are available in that. Now, if you see here, we are having JPA repository. So instead of CRUD repository in our application, I can go for JPA repository also. I'm just replacing from CRUD repository to JPA repository. This is valid. Custom queries can execute by JPA repository. Find by methods can execute by JPA repository. Predefined methods also can be called by using JPA repository. Now, when I go for JPA repository, if you see the source code of the JPA, here, if you see, CRUD repository is extending from repository, but JPA repository extending from paging and sorting and extending from query by example executor. So it is extending the properties from two different interfaces. One is paging and sorting. One is paging and sorting, and another one is query by example. Another one is query by example. These two also interfaces only. Query by example is one interface. Paging and sorting is also one interface. Our JPA repository extending the properties from these two interfaces. So that means whatever the methods available in the paging and sorting, can we call by using JPA repository? Whatever the methods available in the paging and sorting, can we call by using JPA repository? Yes, we can call them by using JPA repository. And here, one more thing is paging and sorting, extending the properties from CRUD repository. Okay, guys. Here, CRUD repository extends the properties from repository interface. Paging and sorting, extending the properties from CRUD repository. JPA extending the properties from paging and sorting and extending from query by example. This is the relation between CRUD repository and JPA repository. Are you guys able to Understand my point? So now JPA repository having direct relation with the CRUD repository, JPA repository having indirect relation with the CRUD repository, JPA repository having direct relation with the CRUD repository, or it is having indirect relation with the CRUD repository. JPA repository having direct relation with the CRUD repository, or it is having indirect relation with the CRUD repository. JPA repository having indirect relation with the CRUD repository. So guys, now tell me, which interface having more functionality? Which interface having more functionality? CRUD repository having more functionality, JPA repository having more functionality, JPA repository having more functionality. So what is the more functionality in the JPA repository? JPA repository can access all the methods of the CRUD repository because so JPA repository is the grandchild for the CRUD repository. JPA extending from paging and sorting extending from the CRUD repository. So can I call JPA is a grandchild for the CRUD repository? Not direct child, it is a grandchild. Yes or no? Can grandchild access the properties from the grandparent? Yes. For JPA, parent is paging. For paging, parent is CRUD repository. So JPA repository is the grandchild for the CRUD repository. JPA repository can extend the properties from the CRUD repository. JPA repository can call the CRUD repository methods. JPA repository can access paging and sorting methods. JPA repository can access query by example methods also. So JPA repository having more functionality when compared with the CRUD repository. So JPA repository is a predefined interface provided by Spring Data JPA. JPA repository provided several methods to perform CRUD operations with the database. JPA repository provided few additional methods to perform DB operations. DB operations. What are those? JPA repository is equal to CRUD repository methods plus paging and sorting methods plus query by example methods. Are you guys clear? Are you guys clear with my point? And are you able to understand the relation between CRUD repository and JPA repository? Are you able to understand the relation between JPA repository and CRUD repository? Yes, perfect. Now we need to understand, sir, already we understood CRUD repository methods, save method, find method, delete method, count method, exist method. All those methods as it is we can call in the JPA. Along with those methods, JPA supporting for paging and sorting and JPA supporting for query by example. What is that paging and sorting? Let's understand. Okay. Now guys, if you go to Google and search for some record, search for some data in the Google, whatever it is, Java interview questions for freshers, for example. When I search for something in the Java interview questions for freshers, okay, now here Google is giving me some answers, some links, some hyperlinks I'm getting as a response from the Google. But actually, when I search for this in the Google, Java interview questions for freshers, okay, now I'm getting some response. Along with this, Google is giving me some page numbers in the below. Okay. So in the Google, for my query, there are so many records in the Google. For my query, there are so many records in the Google. But what Google has done is, Google is giving me only 10 links in the page. For the remaining links, Google is giving me page numbers. Currently, I am in the first page. Okay. So it is displaying only first 10 records. If you want more than that, then you click on number 2. Then second page data, it is loading. See here, page 2 of about these many results are available in the Google. So page by page, it is displaying the data for me to improve the performance of the application. So unnecessarily retrieving all the records and displaying to the user, not required. Have you ever used Google search results from the Google second page? Most of the people will click on first page only. Will anybody out of 100 users, how many people will go to Google second page to get the data? Out of 100 people? 2%. For every 100, only 2 to 3 people will go to second page to get the data. Most of the people will get the data and will use first page only, either first link or second link or third link. People will stop here only. Very rare people will go to second page to get the second page results. When the users are accessing first link or second link, why we need to retrieve 1 lakh records available in the table? So 1 lakh records do we need to display for the user in the single page? Link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4, link 100, link 1000, link 1 lakh. Will it look good if I display 1 lakh records in the single page? Does it look good when I go for 1 lakh pages? No. So in every project, we are going to implement pagination. Okay, what is the pagination? Pagination is the process of dividing the records into multiple pages and displaying page by page. Pagination, displaying the records, displaying table records in multiple pages is called as pagination. Displaying table records in multiple pages is called as pagination. Example, Google search results. Example, Google search results will display with a pagination. Google search results will display with a pagination. And one more example is Gmail. Let me go to my Gmail account. I'm going to my Gmail. In my Gmail, there are so many received emails are available. From so many years, I'm using this. 16,000 mails are available for me. 16,000 mails are available for me. Out of 16,000 mails, how many emails we are getting? How many emails it is displaying, guys? Out of 16,000, how many emails it is displaying? Come on, guys. So now, out of this 16,000 emails, how many emails we are going to see here? 50. When you click on the next hyperlink, then I'm getting 51 to 100. When I click on this next page, then I'm getting 101 to 150. Can I say per page we are getting only 50 records? Can I say per page we are getting only 50 records? Come on, guys. Can I say per page we are getting only 50 records? Yep. Can we call it as a pagination? Can we call it as a pagination? Come on, guys. Pagination. Displaying the table records in multiple pages is called as pagination. Okay. Google search results will display with pagination. Gmail results, Gmail inbox mails. Gmail inbox mails will display with the pagination. Now, page size 50 in the Gmail. Page size is 50 in the Gmail. And similarly, let's go to Flipkart. And see the mobiles in the Flipkart. Search for some mobiles in the Flipkart. How many records Flipkart will display? Let's check that. I'm going to Flipkart mobiles. 8,000 mobiles available in the Flipkart. Are they displaying all the mobiles in the one page? Or they are displaying only 24 mobiles in one page? 1 to 24 records are displaying out of 8,000 records. Now, to access the remaining records, they have given page numbers. 2. If you go to 2, then 25 to 48. So Facebook mobiles will display with the pagination. Page size is 24. For every page, they will display only 24 records. Okay. So Flipkart products will display. Flipkart products will display with the pagination. Page size is 24. Page size is 24. Are you guys getting my point? What is the pagination? Displaying the database table records in multiple pages is called as pagination. Are you guys comfortable? What are the examples that we have seen? Google search results will display with pagination. The default Google page size is 10. 10 records it will display in every page. If you don't get the actual result in the first 10 pages, then you can go for second page. Next 10 records it will fetch from the database. And here, Flipkart will display the page, the records, Flipkart products will display with the pagination, default size 24. Gmail inbox mails are inbox or sent items are outbox, it will display page size with 50. Are you guys getting my point? Now, similarly, how to implement that pagination in our project? How to implement that pagination in our project? Okay, to implement that pagination in our project, ready-made methods are available in the JPA repository, because JPA extending the properties from paging and sorting. In the paging and sorting, there is a method for that. Let us see how to get that. Let me go for MySQL Workbench. First, let me see how many records available in the table. Let me see how many records available in my table. Yep. I'm going to this database table. I'm connecting to my database. Use SBMS 27. I'm using my database. So here I'm having a table, select a star from student underscore details. Okay. So total there are 6 records available. Total there are 6 records available. If I go page size as 3, first 3 records will go to first page, next 3 records will go to next page. So total records I need, total pages I need 2 pages. Now, whenever we are going to implement a pagination, first we need to decide what is our page size requirement. What is our page size requirement? So page size means how many records you want to display in the single page. Google is using 10 as a page size. Gmail is using 50 as a page size. Flipkart is using 24 as a page size. Similarly, how many records you want to display in one page, that you need to set, right? Page size means how many records we want. I don't have those many records to set the page size as 10. I have 6 records. So I'm going to set the page size as 3. If I set page size as 3, how many pages we need to display our table data? 6 records available. How many pages we need for this? 2 pages we need for that. First page will contain 3 records. Next page will contain 3 records. Suppose if I have 7 records in the table, then how many pages are required? If I have 7 records in the table, how many pages are required? 3 pages are required. First page 3 records, second page 3 records, last page 1 record. Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys getting my point? Yes. So now, how to implement that? How to implement that pagination? Let's go here. Student repository is there. I'm going to call the method with the pagination. First of all, let us see my student repository extending from which repository now? JPA repository. JPA repository extending from paging and sorting. If you go for paging and sorting, find all with the sort, find all with the pageable. So 2 methods available. Earlier in the CRUD repository, we are having only find all method. There is no parameter for that. In the CRUD repository, find all. It will retrieve all the records from the table. Suppose if you go to here, when I am writing the logic like this, student repository dot find all. When I write this, student repository dot find all. Now, when I go for this find all, just to find all, it will give all the records from the table. It will give me all the records from the table, students. Okay, students dot for each, I'm going to print each student on the console by using this println. Find all method will retrieve all the students. Take this, run as boot application. Run as boot application. Good. Find all will retrieve all the records from the table. Check the console. Find all method will retrieve all records from the table. Now we can apply sorting. We can apply pagination. My application started. It is executing. it is started. Dialect class it is using. We know what is a dialect. Dialect is used to convert HQL queries to SQL queries. Now, can you see it executed? Select star from table name, student details. It retrieved all the 6 records from the table. Now I want only first 3 records for my pagination. So if you want to implement pagination in this, what we can do is, first we need to create page request. What we need to do, guys? Page request dot off. What is the page and what is the size? Which page data you want? I want size as 3, and my page, first page, it will start with 0. 0 means first page. I'm creating page request object. Now, with this page request object, what I will do is student repository dot find all page request of page request, which is giving me page data. Find all dot get data, get content. Find all dot get content. It is giving me students. I'm commenting this line now. So I'm going to get this students. Once I get the students, I will print the students on the console. So if you observe the difference, earlier I'm calling find all method. When I call find all method, it is giving me all the records. Now here what I'm doing, page request dot off. So here I'm passing page object as an input. What is this page object will represent? Which page data you want to access and what is your page size. Page size is a fixed value, page number will change. When user access the first time, page number will be available as 1. Page number will be available as 1. We will get it from the user. User will click on the page number. First time when he access, page number will be 1. Page showing 1 to 24 of 8,000 products. Now, so once if I am not satisfied, then I will click on 2. I will go to second page. Then I'm getting second page data. So similarly, we are creating the page request object. This will represent page number. Enter page number. Page number will start with 0. Okay. Page size is a fixed value. In our application, page size is 3. So here I'm going to pass page number, comma, page size. Tomorrow when we develop a web application, page number we will take from the client and page size we will fix it. Page number will change based on the user activity. Page size will be fixed. My page size is 3. I want to get the first 3 records. So now for the end user, it is page 1, but in the database, it is a page 0. So for the user interface, 1 means in the backend, it is 0. So what we will do? Suppose I will read this page number from the client. How to read that data? Scanner S is equal to new scanner system.in. System.in. Okay. Yes dot next into method. I will read that page value, page number. I will read from the user. Today we are developing a standalone application. So that's why I'm using hard-coded. Instead of hard coding that value, I'm taking from the scanner. Tomorrow we will read it from the web application. Tomorrow when we develop a web application, we will take it from the web. So today I'm asking the user to enter page number. I'm asking the user to enter the page number. So for user, page is 1, but in the backend, 1 means it is 0. I will take it -1. Page number -1. If a user enter the page number as 1, if a user select as a page number as 1, in the backend, we need to start from the 0. Page size we are going to give as a 3, page number is 0. User enter page number as 1. I'm reading that from the keyboard. I'm giving the page number as a first parameter and I'm giving the page size as a second parameter. Page size is a fixed value in our application. Page numbers will change. Page number will change it. Okay, guys. So scanner class I'm using to read the data from the keyboard. Now let me run my application. Run as Spring Boot application. Now it will ask me to enter that page number. It will ask me to enter that page number. Enter the page number. I will enter the page number as 1. Enter. So when I enter the page number, am I retrieving all the 6 records or I'm getting only first 3 records? First page will display first 3 records. Am I able to get the first 3 records now? Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys getting my point? Suppose tomorrow when we are developing a web application, I want to display 10 records for each page. So here in this logic, which one is going to change? Page size will change. According to our project requirement, we will set the page size. Google is using page size as 10. Gmail is using page size as 50. Flipkart is using page size as 24. It is a standalone application. I'm taking the page number from the keyboard. Tomorrow when I develop a web application, page number I will take from the user, from the request. So this code will give you pagination concept. Beautiful, na? So can I do this pagination by using CRUD repository? Can I do this pagination by using CRUD repository? Not possible. Why? Because CRUD repository having only find all method, which will retrieve all the records from the table. But here, am I calling simple find all method? I'm calling find all method with the page request object. I'm calling find all method with the page request object. What is there in the page request object? Page number, which page data you want to access, and what is your page size. I want to access first page data. In the page request, 0 is the first page. But for a user, it is 1. Can we display for end user as 0 or we'll display from 1? We'll display 1. When we get the 1, we will do -1. When we get to 2, we will do -1. Whatever the page number user will give, for that page number, I will do -1. If user enter 1, it will become 1 - 1, 0. If user enter 2, it will become 2 - 1, 1. 0 means first page, 2 means second page, 3 means third page. Are you guys clear? Suppose now I'm entering the number as 1. If I enter the number as a 1, then what is happening? When I enter the number as 1, then what is happening? See here. When I enter the page number as 1, what is happening? It will take 1 - 1 as 0. It is retrieving first 3 records. It is getting first 3 records. All right. So total how many records available in the table? Total there are 6 records available in the table. We are getting first 3 records. Now, suppose user want to access a second page data. Run as boot application. I'm clicking on run as boot application. I will give the number 2. 2 means 1 - 1. In the code, it will become 1 - 1. Page number I'm giving as 2. As end user, I want second page data. Enter the number 2. Then can you see last 3 records are coming? 104, 105, 106. Are we able to implement pagination? Are we able to implement pagination? Yes or no? So this is called pagination. So how to implement pagination in the JPA? By using JPA repository. When you go for JPA repository, we have the method called find all method with the page object. What is there in the page object? Page number available, page size is available. Page number will start from 0. Page number will start from 0. 0 means it is a first page for the user. For the developer, it is 0, index 0. Find all method with the page object. Find all method with the page object. I hope you got the clarity. I hope you got the clarity. Example. Pagination example. Beautiful concept, right? In every web application, pagination is very common requirement. You don't need to do any complex business logic. Just you need to create the page object with the page number which you want to display and page size. Give that page object to find all method. Find all method will give you page content, right? Here it is page request. I'm setting the page request to the find all. Then it is giving me page data, page.get content. What is the content that you want for the page? It will give you. Yeah, perfect. Similarly, in the JPA repository, we are extending from paging, right? There is another method called sort method. For the find all, we can do the sorting. Okay. Sort method means I want to sort the records based on the rank. I want to sort the records based on the gender, based on the salary, based on the name. Like that, we can do the sorting also. How to do the sorting here? Let me remove this logic now. I want to do sorting. How to apply sorting? So to apply the sorting, we have sort method. See here, I'm going for student repo dot find all. Student repo dot find all. See the combinations for the find all. Simple find all method you can call without any parameter. Find all you can call with example. Find all with the pageable. Find all with the sort. Example and pageable. Example and sort. Find all by ID. So like this, there are overloaded methods available. Let me go for sort method. So what is the meaning of sort? Sorting the data. I want to sort the records based on the gender. Okay. Sort dot by and which property you want to sort it. I want to sort the properties by using gender. Okay. So now I want to sort this records by using gender. Sort dot by, I'm passing the gender object, gender property. So what is the meaning of sort by gender? Select a star from table, order by gender. When I use a sort, it will use order by in the SQL. So what it is returning? Students objects it is returning. Now students dot for each, I'm going to print those students on the console. Print ln. I'm using sort method. Find all with sorting I am doing. Find all with sorting I am doing. Right. Run as Java or Spring Boot application. Right. Run as Spring Boot application. See the results which are getting and displaying on the console. All records, but sorting. See here, when I do the sort by gender, alphabetically first, null record displayed. There is a record which is having null value. And female, F comes first. In the ABC order, F comes first. So female records are coming first, then male records are coming. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. F will come first, then M will come. So it is sorting the records based on the gender. Similarly, I want to sort the records based on the student name. Now, if I want to sort the records based on the student name, so what is the name property we have given for that? Student name is binded to which variable? It is binded to name variable. So you can give gender sorting or you can give name also. Sort by name. Now student records will be sorted, will be retrieved with sorted order on the name wise. Like this you can call find all with sort. This is extra feature in the JPA. It is not there in the CRUD repository. Now you see A, B, C, D, E, F, in that order records are coming. B comes first in this given list, Butler coming, then C, Kathy coming, then Orlin, then Raja, then Rani, then Smith. So records are sorted based on student name. So how the query is generated? See the query. In the query, they will use order by class, order by student name, order by student name. Are you guys able to follow me? Here, by default, it is ascending. If you want descending, order by descending also you can set. Sort by name. If you want to sort in the ascending order, that is default. If you don't want in the ascending order, you can set the descending. You can call dot descending method or you can call dot ascending method also. Sort by name ascending by default. Sort by descending, if you want, you can do it. Now, Butler record will go to last. When I sort by using descending order with the name, run as boot application. Butler record will go last because I want to do sorting by name in the descending order. Can you see Butler record coming to last? Smitha record coming first. Yes, from the last, yes is coming first. Butler going to last. Are you guys clear? How to sort in the ascending order as well as in the descending order? Dot ascending or dot descending also we can use. Sorting technique, sort method, sort, find all with the sort, find all with the page. Like this we can do sorting. Can I combine pagination and sorting in the single method? Can I combine sorting and paging? Do we have the find all method for that? Yes. In one find all method, you can pass sort object as well as page object also. If you see the find all method, whatever the find all method that we are calling, that find all method can take page object, can take sort object. Example is there, sort is there, example is there, pageable is there, example is there, sort. Paging and sorting is not possible in the single method. It is not there. Find all with the sort, find all with example, find all with the pageable, example and pageable, example and sort. Page and sorting, can we pass in the single method? No, it is not there. It is not there. Are you guys clear? So you understand what is paging and what is sorting? What is paging and what is sorting? Paging means dividing the total records into multiple pages. That is called as pagination. Dividing the total records into multiple pages is called as pagination. Sorting means sort the data either in the ascending order or in the descending order. Now, next one, there is a concept called query by example, which is very, very, very important, guys. Now let us see what is this example object. What is this query by example? Query by example is used to construct the query dynamically. QBE, it is also called as query by example. I can say QBE. QBE is used to construct a select query dynamically. QBE is used to construct a select query dynamically based on entity object data. Based on given entity object data. First, before going to explain you this QBE, I will show you one scenario. Then you will get the better clarity on what is dynamic query. Observe. I'm going to Flipkart. Guys, in the Flipkart, I'm on the first page. In the Flipkart, I'm on the first page. Observe this carefully, guys. Next 5 minutes, very important. Okay, I will leave you. Give me another 15 minutes of time. I will leave you. Okay, guys. Do you want me to stop or continue? People are not responding. Very interesting topic, man. Very interesting topic. Please respond. Yeah. Continue tomorrow. Now. Tomorrow is Sunday. Okay, right. Let us see. I want to teach what is example now. Okay, guys. So what is example? Example is used to construct a select query dynamically based on given entity object data. So first let's understand what is this dynamic query. Okay, first let us see. I'm going to Flipkart. Guys, total, how many products are available in the Flipkart? Mobiles available in the Flipkart? How many mobiles available in the Flipkart? Can I say 8,200 mobiles available? Can I say 8,200 mobiles available? Right. So which query is executing to get this? Select a star from table. All the mobiles are coming. Now, I'm selecting the brand as a Samsung, guys. You see here, filters available here. I'm selecting the brand as a Samsung. When I select the brand as a Samsung, how many mobiles are coming now? From 8,000, how many mobiles are coming? From 8,000, how many mobiles are coming? 500 mobiles are coming. That means, can I say the query is modified like select a star from mobiles where brand is equal to Samsung? Can I say my query changed when I select the brand name? Can I say my query is changed when I select the brand name? Yep. From this, now I am going to select RAM as 4 GB. From 500, how many mobiles are coming now? 127. Can I say that select a star from mobiles where brand is equal to Samsung and RAM size is equal to 4 GB? Can I say two conditions are added to my query? Can I say two conditions are added to my query to get the data? So here, query is static or query is dynamic. Query prepared static or query prepared dynamic? Dynamic. Now, 127 mobiles are available, Samsung 4 GB mobiles in the Flipkart. Now I will remove this Samsung from the filter, only 4 GB. How many mobiles are available with 4 GB in the Flipkart? 1,106 mobiles are available. So here, whenever we select this, the filter is selected, query is changing. When the filter is selected, my query is changing. Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys getting my point? Come on. In order to construct that query dynamically, we are going to use this example object. Okay. So here I'm going to set student S is equal to new student. S dot set gender. If I will give the gender as a male, now with this student object, I will create my example object. Example dot of example we need to import. Example here, example dot of yes. Yes is my student. Yes is my student. I got the example object. Okay. Now here I'm going to call student repo dot find all with my example object. Now I am going to get students. Now students dot for each student, I want to print them. Okay. Here I'm creating an entity class. For my entity class, I'm setting the gender. I'm creating entity class. For entity class, I'm setting the gender. Gender, as I'm storing the value for that variable, and I'm passing the student object to the example. Example object I'm passing to find all method. Then what will understand? Example will check what properties are having the data. Gender property. Then if I call find all, it will retrieve all the records. But when I pass example, it will prepare a query based on the data available in the entity. My entity is having gender data, so it will prepare a query, select star from table where gender is equal to male. Because gender data is available, it will retrieve only male records. That means where conditions will be added to the query based on the data available in the entity. If I give only gender data, the query will be prepared, find all, select star from table where gender is equal to male. Suppose if I set the data, set rank. If I set the rank as 100, select star from table where gender is equal to male and rank is equal to 100. Whatever the data you set for the entity, those fields will be added to where class in the query. Dynamic query generation. Are you guys able to understand? What is the purpose of example? Example is used to generate the query dynamically based on the data available in the given entity object. Now, so how the query will execute for this logic now? Can you guys tell me? Is it going to retrieve all the records from the table, or it is going to retrieve only male records from the table? Is it going to retrieve all the records from the table, or it is going to retrieve only male records from the table? only male records. Now see this, run as boot application. Run as boot application. I'm running this. Check the query which is generating. I got only male records. So this is the query. Select star from table where gender is equal to given value. Gender added to where class because in the given entity, gender is having the data. Gender is having the data. So tomorrow when we develop a web application, I will take gender. Based on the gender, I need to retrieve. If I take rank, based on the rank, I need to retrieve. If I take address, based on the address, I need to retrieve. Suppose if I set two values for the entity, those two values will be added to where class, rank 90. Rank 90 student I want to get. S dot set rank of 90L. Now I'm setting gender and I'm setting rank for my entity. I will get this data from the UI form, then I will set it to the entity. This entity I will give to example. This example I will give to find all method. Now can you tell me which records it will retrieve? What query it will construct now? My entity is having two fields data. Gender is having the data, rank is having the data. How the query will be constructed now? Select the star from table where gender is equal to male and rank is equal to 90. See the behavior of that example. Run as boot application. Run as boot application. See the console. Only this gender male with 90 record is coming. Select a star from table where in the where class rank is equal to 90 and gender is equal to given value. Can you see two conditions are added to where class because my entity having two fields data. My entity is having two fields data. That's why two conditions are added. So can I say example is used to generate the query dynamically based on the given entity data? Suppose I'm passing empty object, there is no data. Then I'm not setting any data for entity. I'm giving empty entity. I'm giving empty entity. Then what will happen? Then what will happen, guys? When I give empty entity, then what will happen? All records it will fetch. So whatever the data you set for the gender, whatever the data you set for entity, if the entity variables are having the data, those columns will be added to where class. Otherwise, all records it will retrieve. So can I say this example is used to construct queries dynamically based on the data in the entity object? Now see this. In my entity, there is no data. Empty object I have given. I'm getting all the records. I'm getting all the records. Are you clear with my point? Are you clear with my point? Yes. What is the purpose of example now? What is the purpose of example now? Tell me. What is the purpose of example? Query by example. Query by example is used to construct a select query dynamically based on given entity object data. Okay. So here, if I pass empty entity object for the example, it will think that user want to retrieve all the records. If I set gender, it will retrieve the records based on the given gender. If I set the rank also, gender based rank. Based on this, it is going to retrieve the data. Okay. Are you clear with my point? Perfect. Perfect. Now, so this example will be used only with the AND operation. If you have two fields data, two fields will be added to AND. OR operator it is not going to support. Query by example will be used only with the AND conditions, not for OR conditions. It will support only with the AND. If you give two fields, gender and rank, gender or rank, that is not possible here. QBE will not support for that. Are you guys getting? Example dot get matcher get probe, so that Do we have any option to do OR operation? No, not available. Directly, if you add two fields data, these two fields will be added with the AND condition. Two fields will be added with the AND condition. Understood my point? Very good. So with this, we understood what is JPA repository, what is the paging and sorting, and what is QBE. So here we have page and sort. Here we have example. So there is a difference. This is the relation. Take a screenshot of this. JPA, if anybody asks you what is the relation between JPA repository and CRUD repository, then you can explain this diagram. JPA is one repository, CRUD repository, JPA repository is one interface, CRUD repository is one interface. JPA repository will extend the properties from paging and sorting and query by example. Paging and sorting will extend the properties from CRUD repository. So JPA repository can access all the methods of CRUD repository and can access paging and sorting repository interface methods and can access query by example methods also. More facility, more functionalities are possible by using JPA repository. Sorting and pagination can be done by using these things. Are you clear, guys? Fine. Good. I want all of you to practice this by tomorrow. We have the next session on Monday. So today we discussed about JPA repository, a lot of coding we have done today. What is a JPA repository? What is the pagination and how to implement pagination? And we discussed about how to implement sorting and we discussed how to implement query by example also. I want you people to complete this before coming to tomorrow's session. And can I give one task also? Can I give one task also, guys? Assignment. Assignment is update, insert, update and delete, insert, update and delete records using custom queries in data JPA. That is the task. Develop an application to insert and update, delete the records using custom queries in the data JPA